Hi guys, I wanted to give you a quick rundown of what this week is going to look like. This is week 4 of our distance learning, and today we're going to talk about difference of squares when it comes to factoring. Tomorrow we're going to talk about factoring a trinomial where there's a coefficient, a number in front of x squared. And then on Thursday you're going to have a quiz. And then you get to go on your spring break. So watch this video. You should be doing this on Monday. And on Tuesday, you'll have another video with some problems to work on. And on Thursday, you'll have a quiz. So today's lesson is on factoring the difference of squares. So we're going to do a quick warm up here. You're going to go ahead after this video and you are going to do the first problem. I'm going to do the second problem. The second problem for the warm-up is they're just asking us to FOIL. So first, 5m times 5m, you multiply the numbers, so that's 25. You multiply the variables, so m times m is m squared. So that was first. Now we're going to do the outer two terms. So 5m times minus 1 is minus 5m. Then the inner terms plus 5m. And finally the last. So plus 1, negative 1 is negative 1. Now the next step that we do is we combine our like terms. And when you look here, you can see that the 5m and the minus 5m, they cancel each other out. So our answer, our simplified answer is 25m squared minus 1. So what you're looking at here, this is called the difference of squares. This is a perfect square. The first term is a perfect square. The last term, I shouldn't say term, yeah, it's a term, is a perfect square. 1 times 1 is 1. And both of those terms are separated by a minus sign. So that's called the difference of squares. So step 1 in factoring problems that are difference of squares is you need to make sure that our problem is a difference of squares. So that's step 1. Step 2, here's the rule for factoring the difference of squares. So we have a perfect square here, a squared, perfect square here, separated by a minus sign. Here's your pattern. A minus b times a plus b. Okay, that's the pattern. And then step 3 is checking our work. So a squared plus ab minus b squared. Perfect. Okay, so what I did here in this worksheet is I listed some perfect squares, so that'll help you out. If you list your perfect squares and you have that handy to reference while you're doing this worksheet, you don't have to, by the way, print out this worksheet. You can do it on a piece of scrap paper. The ones that you're going to do, I'm going to highlight right now. You're going to do numbers 2, 4, 8, 9, and let's give you one more. How about one more? Let's go with, oh, I wanted to give you 3. All right, I'll give you 3. I'm going to do some of the harder ones, just so you know. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 1. That's an easy one. So first of all, step 1, do we have a perfect square? Difference of perfect squares. Yes, a times a is a squared, so that's a perfect square. 2 times 2 is 4, shows up right here. That's a perfect square. So what do? A minus 2, a plus 2. Done. Let's look down at number 5. Do I have the difference of squares? Well, k squared, yep, that is a perfect square. 25 is a perfect square, but we have a problem. We have a plus sign. Can't factor that. When you can't factor something, we call it prime. So this is a word, prime. Can't do it. Okay, let's look over at number 6. Is 1 a perfect square? Yep, shows up right here, 1 squared. So I have factors 1 and 1. What about 49y squared? That's a tough one because now I have the variable over here. Well, 49 is a perfect square, and so is y squared. So look, 7y, 7y. Those are the squares. So how do I write this? 1 minus 7y times 1 plus 7y. Done. Let me do number 7. So 9b squared is a perfect square. 3b times 3b. 100 is a perfect square. That's 10 times 10. Separated by a minus sign. So my pattern that I'm going to apply, 3b minus 10, 3b plus 10. Okie doke. So, I guess that's it. Why don't I feel like I made you do, I'm going to have you do 5, so why don't I do 5? I'm going to do the number this one. Okay, x squared is a perfect square. X, 81, yep. But we have the y attached, but that's okay. It's just 9y, 9y. Minus sign, perfect. I'm ready to go. X minus 9y, x plus 9y. Done. Okay, if you have any questions, again, do the highlighted problems. So you're going to FOIL, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems to do on this worksheet for practice, and then you'll do an exit ticket. All right, so make sure you're staying up to date on your assignments, okay? I'm really proud of you guys. Oh, and if you have any questions, send me an email or post to the question thread. Bye.